Howdy there, folks! How are y'all doing? My name is Rees, and welcome back to our Tekkit 2 Let's Play Adventure Extravaganza, where if you have a look right down there, you'll see that things are a little bit different now since last time. We actually did move the entirety of Napier's village into my factory. This was the best place I could come up with. It's outside of the elements, there's no harsh air or anything, it might be air-conditioned. I don't know, it's Minecraft. I genuinely do not know. But everyone is here. We have these lovely tents that I built for them out of reinforced framed slant pieces and wool and wool and wool and mostly just a lot of wool. And then I lit them really nicely with glowstone torches. I don't know, I think it's pretty nice. And they're not trapped in here. There are gates, alright? They can leave if they want to, go poke around the factory, see if they can understand how the machines work, and then maybe even work the machines. I'm maybe going for a little bit of like a Willy Wonka Oompa Loompa situation, right? Like, come live in my factory and I'll give you all the chocolate you could ever want to eat. Actually, that's a great idea. We might need to automate the chocolate production, and then we can just keep them fed on that. That would be great. Napier, how are things going? Thank you for taking us in, Rees Crafts. Of course, Napier, of course. Feel free to stay as long as you need to. How long do you think it will be before you find new land for us to build on? It could be days, months, weeks, years even. Why don't you just hop on out and just have a look around and see if you might not find something you want to do as like a thank you, like maybe build some assembly lines or something like that. We'll consider that, I suppose. Great, Napier, great. Listen, we're trying to make the best of a bad situation. To loosely quote President Barack Obama, in the midst of great tragedy, you can find great opportunity. And in the midst of pirates invading an island because you might have killed their captain, and, you know, maybe destroying a village, you can find a workforce willing to work for you for chocolate, possibly. I don't actually intend on keeping them in here, mainly because this is all going to be turned into automation at some point, so I really just can't leave them in here. It would be extremely inconvenient for me to try to build machines around their tents. I was thinking that maybe we could talk to the dwarves, because they have large swaths of open land. The problem with talking to the dwarves, and some of you may have figured this out already, but like the primary issue when it comes to, gosh, it really do freeze when you get over here, doesn't it? It's almost like there's just a little bit too much going on in this particular region. But the issue with the dwarves is that I can't find them. We gave them the invisibility potion and they're invisible again, so I have a feeling we're going to have to deal with that at some point. But, I mean, they've got plenty of room. Granted, it does look like more room when you're looking on the overhead map. Like, that looks like that, and then that in particular look like massive swaths of land. But then when you actually look at it in person, that's just a little field. I mean, I guess the whole of my original, like, part of the base would fit in there. And that's probably plenty of room. I don't know. Maybe we can set them up just north of the island over here? I don't think anyone's set claim to this land, so this would be a good place to build a village. I know what you're thinking, Rees, you own a massive peninsula, but I might want to do something with this. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. I've not even actually explored this. We've been doing this series for how long now? And I've never once explored this area over here. We went and cut down some trees that one time. But I genuinely, I mean, look, there's like this whole little crevice running through here. I had no idea. I got some red currant if I wanted to, you know, numb on that. There's tons of options around here. This is a lovely place. Maybe I want to bulldoze it all down. Look, there's bees. There's a meadows hive if we want to get into bees. I really do need to learn a lot about bees at some point. It'd be great if I could, like, clone myself and then send that clone off into another series to learn about bees and then bring that information back to me. That would be really cool. So, I mean, obviously there's things I want to do with this that don't involve, like, loading a bunch of villagers onto it. And then this over here, I always imagined this is where we would actually do, like, tree breeding when we ever got around to it. Or the power station there and the tree breeding over there. What is this island? Do you reckon we could just move them onto this island? I mean, compared to what they were living on before, if we have a look here on the map, that's what they had. Okay. That's like basically the same size. And they had a lot of wasted space up there. They weren't living on this entire island. Basically, no one lived on this beach. It was only in this little cluster. So, really, if you want to maximize your, you know, it's very sandy. It's a very sandy beach. I'll give you that. But maybe we can use a terraformer to transform it. Hold on. Isn't that a thing you can build? Terraform. There we go. So we have the terraformer as well as the terraformer. One of these is from Galacticraft. Terraformers are used to add some greenery to distant planets, adding grass, trees, and water when given the correct materials. That's kind of cool. I didn't know we could do that, but this is the one we're looking for here for industrial craft. And we could build one of these. I mean, that seems like as good a... Look, that's not even really difficult to build at all. We could build a few of them. I don't know how they work. I've never in all of my life used a terraformer. But I reckon if we just set one up over here, it would maybe transform a part of the island. All we'd really needed to do is be less sandy, more green. And then, I don't... You know, they say not to build your house on sand because it'll wash away in the storm. But build your house on God and also stone. So I imagine if we dig deep enough, we'll eventually find concrete. And we can kind of build some support pillars up. And maybe they become one of those societies where they build off into the water. And they have big pillars holding up these massive buildings and stuff. That could be cool for them. I don't know what they want. I have no clue. I'm not going to ask them because that's not what we're doing today. You know, I promised Napier that it would take a while, but we'd eventually figure it out. That's not the way in. That's the way in. We'll eventually figure it out. I figured today we had enough adventuring to be getting on with, and we would instead focus our efforts over here on the automation station. And how are we doing in that regard? 168 medium voltage solar panels, that's not too shabby. So, the last thing that we did, the last time around, was we automated the construction of carbon plate. I did have someone comment and point out that we don't have to use induction furnaces. Even though we do have a lot of induction furnaces, we could swap those out with red matter furnaces, and they'd be a lot faster, and they don't use electricity. That's true. That would also be way more efficient in terms of space. We're not going to, though, because they're too fast. They're too fast and we're kind of limited in how quickly we can get material loaded into these as it is. And I feel like we're doing fine there, but maybe in the future, as we continue to expand if we need furnaces, a red matter furnace might be a good option, now that it's refreshed on my mind, because those things are ridiculously, absurdly fast, so I can definitely see getting some use out of those in the future, but all this is well. Something else I realized we could do is if we didn't want everything running at all times, like right now, this is basically going to run forever because we're trying to fill up this carbon plate thing and it'll never fill up. But there is it a dirt chest that holds one stack of 24 items? Is that correct? Dirt chest 9000. I think so. It'll hold one stack of 64 items. And that could actually be useful. I've always been curious as to why you would want something like that. But for automation in a system like this, if we didn't want this to constantly be going and making an infinite amount of these because it's a waste of electricity and resources, we could replace this black hole unit with a dirt chest. Now, we're not going to because I do want that to keep manufacturing those. We're going to need them for later on. But if we just wanted to manufacture some like raw material that we could have at hand, I mean, I could get a dirt chest and put it up top and have it hooked up to, I mean, let's say something we need pretty often when we're building is we do need advanced alloy. So I could just have a dirt chest, and it'll keep topped off at 64, but I'm assuming that's what a dirt chest does. And maybe we should go ahead and build a dirt chest just to make sure. What is that, a chest surrounded by dirt? I mean, it says like a dark oak chest and all of that nonsense, but let's see if that's actually how it works. Because that would be really useful for certain things, just being able to have, you know, not an endless pit that's constantly having things filled up into it, but just a tiny little supply of ready-to-use objects that we use rather frequently. It could be useful. So let's grab ourselves a stack of dirt, even though we don't need a stack, we only need 8 of them, and let's grab ourselves a chest, even though we only need 1 of them, we'll grab 1 of them, and then we'll surround that chest with a little bit of dirt, and that'll give us dirt chest 9000. Plop that sucker down. How to save your dirt chest 9000? That's a really odd thing to find. Welcome to your new Dirt Chest 9000. We hope you will enjoy many happy years of storing your stack of dirt in your storage utility. Is it literally only there to hold dirt, though? Is that the thing? Because I thought that the dirt chest would hold anything. So we'll grab a stack of stone and a stack of dirt, and then we'll throw the stack of dirt away and get a new stack of dirt for no particular reason. How to use, not save. I don't know where save came from. What is? Does it say save anywhere on there? It doesn't. Okay, so that was just my imagination. Get out of here. Stack of dirt. Oh, it's... Okay. Stack... No. So you can only store dirt in the dirt chests. Figures. I guess that makes sense. It does have an EMC value, though. So we can just trash it and carry on with our lives. So that's not what I thought it was going to end up being. There's got to be a chest to do that, though. I'm positive. Unless I'm thinking of a different mod pack, which I could be. But I'm almost positive there was a chest you could get that would hold just one stack of 64 items. And if you know what I'm talking about, comment down below and let me know, because I certainly don't. Sweet chestnut leaves. I thought it was going to be a chest made out of leaves, and I got really excited for some reason. Treasure chest. Interesting. Parachute chest. Or pear chest, if you're so inclined. Yeah, I definitely thought for sure that was a real thing and I wasn't just imagining it, but it's starting to feel more and more like I was just imagining it and it's not a real thing. Just because I can't find it again. Metals chest. Condenses metals to blocks. Well, that could be useful for certain types of automation, I suppose. If instead of manufacturing a block of iron, you just had that right there, and you just dumped iron into it and condensed it into blocks and then had an export for it, that would actually be super useful. But this is a letdown. This is a letdown. Comment down below, though, if you know what I was trying to talk about and if it's a real thing. And in the meantime, we're going to focus again on automation. There's a lot we need to do if we're going to get high voltage solar panels. That's kind of where we're at right now. It's high voltage or bust. We got to figure that out. So, what do we do next? We got the carbon plate. Actually, we did get another comment. Apparently, we can make a frame that is completely clear, which I didn't know about. Yeah, the glass item frame. That sounds kind of fun. And it doesn't have a background. I liked the white background, but that was only because I didn't realize we could get one without a background at all. Which I actually have some of these frames in real life, where it's just like two pieces of glass wedged together, and then you stick things inside of them, and there's like these tasteful tiny clips that hold it all together. I have a lot of interesting little things stored in those. So we need just, what, glass panes and an item frame? So I'll get the frames first, because we can get those out of here. It's probably only going to work with vanilla frames, but I'll grab a white frame and see if we can turn that in there as well. And then inside of the lighting chest is where we keep our stacks of glass panes, because that's where they typically get used. So first things first, cannot use the white item frame. You got to go with the Minecraft vanilla frame. And this has an EMC value, so we can actually just generate more of them, which is spectacular. So let's get a stack of those out, and then let's say we go over here. Beautiful. And we want to store this. Oh wow, yeah, that is actually... That is so invisible, you can't even... That is actually nuts. That is super invisible. Look, the game can't even see that it's there. Like, you'll notice that the Wayla isn't even showing up for it. Oh, that could get trippy if you kind of forgot that you did that. Can you imagine? Oh my gosh. Hold on, no, we're gonna come back over here, and we're gonna see what these look like on the machines. So if we wanted to go right here... I don't know if I'm going to like this or not. It might actually be too clear. Okay. See, yeah, that's the issue. Because there's a lot going on the texture of the machine, if you just plop that on there, it just kind of looks like a monster came up and clawed the machine slightly. You know what I mean? So I do still like these, and I think they have their place. But the way that this simplifies the background when you put the item on there, yeah, I think that definitely works better for this operation. Meanwhile, over here, I mean, this might be a use case for it. Let's see. Again, that might... comment down below, let me know what you think, but I think that looks... It looks messy, I guess is how I would describe it. It looks kind of like clutter, just hanging out there. These, the frame, I feel like adds some space and separation that you kind of need. I don't know how I feel about that. That just looks like an actual item. Like, even from a distance here, you can kind of look and tell what's inside of each of the frames, and then that just sort of blends in. And then when you're right on top of it, it's pretty obvious, but I don't know. I think we're going to stick with these for right now. But we're going to find fun things to do with the glass item frames, because I do like those a lot too. Especially the way we use them upstairs. Unless, of course, I forget about them. Now, there's a ton of stuff inside of this chest. This is the chest where I was basically just throwing things that I didn't have room for in my inventory. Why are you even here? You shouldn't be here. You should be upstairs. It doesn't really matter. Some of these things have an EMC value and can be condensed, because we don't need to be holding on to, like, a sign, a chest, block, wool, or marble. But there we go. So where we stopped last time was we just manufactured carbon plates. So we got that ticked off. I guess the next thing we could move on to do is we need to automate the construction of 4 times heavy voltage cable as well as plasma cable. So to get the plasma cable, though, we're going to also need to automate magnets. See, I don't know what to kind of start with all this. There's just so much that needs to be done that it can feel overwhelming. Why don't we start with energy crystals and then also lapitron crystals? So we'll start with the energy crystal first. That means we need to add diamond, and I think we already have redstone automation, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am mistaken, then it's an embarrassment for me. We do have redstone automation up and running, and we have a really good supply of redstone, and I don't reckon we'll be running out of that anytime soon. I wish I had that chest that only held one stack of 64 items, but I currently don't. I understand that we don't have to use the black hole units. We could use a regular chest in their place, but we're not going to. So we might end up needing more redstone than what we're currently producing, which seems ridiculous to say, but we'll see. But let's say we go ahead and we'll do the energy crystal first, and then we'll move on to lapitron. So we'll also need to automate, basically lapis and diamond are the two items we don't currently have automated production on. And then we get some of these automatically being assembled, and we get some of these being automatically assembled. And I'll figure out the rates and everything. Maybe just 4 of these and then 4 of these. Does that seem reasonable? Unless we might want some extras of these, because sometimes you do just need energy crystals. So we could go with like 6 energy crystal manufacturing and then 4 lapitron crystal manufacturing. That could work. My concern is that now electronic circuits, we're not going to be building enough of those. Because how many of those are we building at any given time? So we have 4 machines building electronic circuits, and we have a tiny little amount of them stocked up here. But do you think it would be ridiculous if we built more automation for these? I mean, sure, yeah, we have automation going already, but I just feel like we're going to hit a bottleneck with these in the future. We might just have to... You know what? I need to stop treating everything like it's set in stone. Anything can be moved. Anything can be expanded. None of this is permanent. It's all flexible, just like my brain. So let's get started. All right, well, I did go ahead and I moved the redstone production from over there to over here, and I completely neglected before starting to record this section to add in our frames. So it might be a little bit confusing what's going on here, but worry not, because I'm about to correct that right now. So we do now have massively more redstone being produced, and the reason for that is because just because we're just now needing like more redstone doesn't mean that we're not going to need a whole lot more redstone in the future. In fact, I can foresee a future where redstone might be one of the most important ingredients, maybe behind iron, that we need for automation. So I figured more redstone would be good. And then also I went ahead and did a huge stack on diamonds because they just take more EMC. Therefore, it's going to take longer for even one of these to generate a single diamond. You can see it happening right now. It's a slow rolling process. But I figured this would be the faster and more efficient way to manage it. And there you go. So I have a whole stack of those now operating. And we're doing all right. We got 230 some odd diamond. The alternative to this, and I did think about this, I would like to try to do this someday. We got a comment from someone saying that if you use Silk Touch to collect a stack of diamonds, and you do basically this same setup with the chest and then the automated import upgrade, you can have it generate infinite diamonds. And because when you run a diamond through, if we have a look here at uses, when you run a diamond through an extractor, so you don't use a furnace, but you use an extractor, you get 3 diamonds for every 1 diamond ore. That could be crazy. That might be the way more fast and efficient way of doing that, because you can get the big fast extractor, like... Is that what this is? That's a canning machine. You're an extractor? A centrifugal extractor? Get one of these running with, like, a big supply of iron just being constantly pumped in? Or not iron, but, well, I mean, we could do it. Well, I mean, that's what we're doing already. But with diamonds, I mean, come on. That would obviously be way faster than what we're currently doing. But that would require that I build a Silk Touch tool and then go dig around for a long time until I had enough diamonds to do the job. So, I don't know about that. But, it looks so silly to just be standing here when suddenly all of them go in that one go and you just see them all shoot straight down. That was fun. That was fun and quirky. But for now, though, this will work. We've got 257 diamonds, so that'll be fine for now. And I can actually get to work on what I said I was going to do in the first place. I did clear this out. We got that out of workbench down here. And I thought for sure we had more than that, but I guess we just put them all down. But we're going to work on transforming the rest of this area here. I don't know what these are for. I don't know what I had originally planned on doing here, but we're going to go ahead and, like I said before, we're going to automate the construction of energy crystals. and Lapotron crystals at slightly more 2 to 1, maybe 3 to 1 or 4 to 1, so that we can have some extra energy crystals. Because there are other things that we're going to want to automate that also need energy crystals. And if they're all going directly into manufacturing Lapotron crystals, that's not going to be super helpful. That's okay for this over here, because we're never ever going to need these by themselves. Raw carbon fiber are always going to get turned into carbon balls, or whatever they're called, are always going to get turned into carbon plate. So that's fine the way we have that set up. Same over here. We're never going to need the raw, like, bars. We're always just going to want to compress them into advanced alloy. This is different, though. This is different. We're not always going to want the energy crystals turned into Lapotron crystals. We might need the energy crystals by themselves for certain things. So we want to manufacture more energy crystals than what we need for Lapotron crystals, so that we can have some excess energy crystals waiting for us. So that means I need to make more automated crafting tables, which means I need to make more gears. I forgot about lapis. That's what we paused to do. I was supposed to make automated diamond and redstone, but no, I wasn't. I was supposed to do diamond and lapis, and then I was like, man, we need more redstone. You know what? We can just convert this over here to lapis, because I don't think we're gonna need lapis for anything else. So we can probably produce enough lapis over here. Potentially. How fast can that go? So that's just a bunch of, like, pent-up energy. It's not going to go that fast once it's done. I don't think. Well, shoot, I don't know. We'll see. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and get all this hooked in, and it'll be fine. Don't worry about it, okay? I'm going to get it all working soon enough. You mark my words. Soon enough, it'll all be working just dandy. There we go. Look at that. We already have 506 lapis. It's churning away in there. It's gonna be fine. I guess something else I should note, because I didn't say it before. I guess in my mind I was like, that goes without saying, but I did once again use the MK Chassis 3s down here, so that we could have the 2 quicksort modules, just in case we got in a position where we needed to move a lot of redstone, which I assume we will have to in the future. But I'm going to go back to doing this now, just kind of getting these primed, because I've realized in the past, if you don't manually go through here and set these, but then you configure it to start importing the items, boy, are you going to be in a mess of trouble when it starts, like, dropping diamonds all through here, and then redstone over here, and then the machine doesn't work properly because you started pumping items in before you actually configured where they go, and you got to go through and manually remove them. I did that a few times. Definitely had to do that a few times. You know what's fantastic was this discovery, that all I have to do is open this up and do this. And then just like that, all 13 of these are programmed. That was a revelation for the ages. I added this little entrance over here so it would be easier to get down here while I was working. But I think that I've got everything I need now to get these configured. I actually didn't need to configure all 13 of them like that. One of these does need to be made slightly differently. I'll just separate it from the group, and there we go, I fixed it. I'm going to have to configure that with the actual end product once we have some of them being produced. But now we just go through here, and we do 1, 2... Oh, shoot. We've already messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I, like, mess those up by right-click holding? Okay, no. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So if I did that correctly, that's fine, and then I can go back through and place these in there. And I don't need to click... if each one of these got one of these, then it's fine, right? Like, there we go. Yeah, there should be... Yeah, okay, yeah, so words are difficult sometimes, and I'm just... It sounds like I'm just yammering and stammering and not saying anything of import, but I assure you I'm saying very important things right now. So that's loaded, with the exception of the fact that it only has the 1 diamond, and it's not operating. It's not doing anything. Why is it not doing anything? Hello? Wait a minute. Does this have an alternate recipe where it can use industrial diamonds? That's the issue! Duh! We figured it out! I'm glad that I recorded that and just looked like a moron, so that all of you can now understand if you have the same problem. That's what it is. So we can go ahead and we can put all of this back the way that it was. I am so glad that we figured that out together. If any of you were having a similar issue, you now know what it was. Now, in terms of fixing this, all we have to do is go back up here and look at the machines and figure out which ones only have an industrial diamond. And then we just, like, take our regular diamond and just plop it on there. And then we don't even have to, like, get crazy upset or anything. Let's see. Regular diamond. I think we could actually just pick up the regular diamond. And yeah, you don't even have to, like, get rid of the industrial diamond. Just hover the regular diamond over it and left click. And it replaces it with a regular diamond. And look, it's a thing of beauty, isn't it? Like, it's actually functioning. Although I don't know how, because isn't it gonna... Oh, I guess it's... Well... Okay, because it's got a stack now. And if you're wondering how that happens, I'm assuming just every time I clicked on one of these, and I clicked there and I went down here, it was just the luck of the draw of whether or not it landed on one of those diamonds in the time it took me to hit the Move Items button. And that's how you end up in a situation like that. That's why you got to be mindful if you're not actually physically placing the items in for the recipe, but rather just using the JEI configuration, that you're using the correct things. So there we go. Crisis averted. We got all the correct diamonds in place, and I wouldn't be shocked if now we were running out of diamonds. Because that's, yeah, we're out of diamonds now. We can just kind of manually toss some more in there. And hopefully this speeds up. I mean, it's not going to speed up any. It's going to keep going that pace. And actually looking at how quickly this consumes diamonds. Yeah. This consumes diamonds, it looks like, faster than we're making them. If we have a look inside of here. It's very close. They might be close to 1-to-1. But that raises the question of what do we do for diamonds? Do we build a second line for the diamonds? Or do we do my crazy plan of getting something with silk touch and then going underground? Hold on, what are you? The Vira? What do you do? Silk touch mode, eh? That sounds kind of crazy. That would require an advanced chainsaw and an advanced diamond drill, as well as the mining laser. And a Vira core. I mean, wouldn't it be easier to just try to find an enchanting book with silk touch, or maybe to just go make a silk touch item ourselves just by, you know, enchanting? I don't... This feels like it's pretty excessive. Superconductors and magatrons? It's talking all kinds of nonsense to build one of these things. That seems way convoluted. I mean, it looks cool, don't get me wrong. It's from Gravsuit Classics, which is a mod we've not touched on. Maybe we can automate that as well. But, yeah, I think we're going to run into some issues here with diamonds. We could manually kind of, like, bump the supply a little bit if we wanted to, right? We could just, like, manually fill this up a bit just to make sure it doesn't stop running while we try to figure out the next stage in the operation. I kind of feel like... the issue is that it's going to take forever to find enough diamonds. Can we make... Hold on. Can we make a diamond block with just using diamonds? Is there a way to pump diamonds? Nether diamond ore. Wait a minute. Can you run nether diamond ore through a macerator and get 5 diamonds, eh? Interesting. I mean, if that's broken in the same way, then... An Orion drive, eh? I wonder what that does. I genuinely don't know. Have you built one of these before? Oh, baby, that's to build an astro miner. That's cool. I suppose if we have a divining rod and a lot of patience, maybe a diamond pickaxe, if we can get silk touch on this, we could definitely make it happen. You know, we could for sure... Oh my gosh, the number of crabs in here. We could for sure make that happen. Let's see. Oh. What do I need? Is it lapis or something ridiculous inside of here? Am I wrong? I think it's lapis. Let's see. Just get a stack of that, and then drop that in there, and then drop this over here. And then what are you? Unbreaking, eh? That's not what I need, but okay. How about you give me something else now? Oh, you can't enchant a tool more than once. Is that what you're saying? Well, I got news for you. An unbreaking pickaxe is completely useless, and I don't need it. Give me another pickaxe. We're gonna run out of XP. I've only got 15 levels left. Enchanting in Minecraft is kind of crap, isn't it? It's what I'm learning. It's not something I do often. More unbreaking and efficiency. Silk touch right there. Level requirement 30. 30. Well, at least it's queued up. I just gotta go beef my level up somehow. What's the fastest way to level up in Minecraft? How do I get some XP? Let's see here. Explosive lens. No, that's not it. Reinforced track has nothing to do with XP. Maybe it's not XP. Maybe it's just XP? That kind of feels like that hasn't made a difference. Experience bank. That's fun. What if I just go stand next to where all the baby chicks are being massacred, right? Like, if we just head down here. Somehow there's a pig down here. And a cat. Oh, that's right. We started a whole breeding thing that we then abandoned. I have been down here since, because I was, yeah, keeping pink slime ingots manufacturing. I felt like that might be a good idea. Do these drop XP? They don't seem to. They do drop feathers, apparently, though. It's good that this is all still working just fine. We did burn through all of our pink slime, though, creating that. That's okay. We've got so much, like, goo now. Do you get any XP for killing, like, a pig? Didn't... a little bit. I mean, what we gotta do is we basically gotta find a place where... Because I know that you can cook up metal and things, and that'll give you XP on occasion, right? So if I just take a electronite ore, whatever that is... Well, I don't know if that's gonna work. Oh, jeez. Where can we go? Where there's a lot of enemies that we can just kill without getting in trouble for it. Venus, maybe? We don't go there often. Oh. Right out the gate, we're dying. That's good. Do we not have an oxygen thing around here? I thought we had an oxygen bubble set up on all these planets. Where's this one's... Did I never set up an oxygen bubble here? What is this chest? It's just a chest full of crap. Am I gonna die here? I don't think I can die. I actually don't think that I can die. I have nausea, but I'm not actually taking damage. I don't think I need oxygen. I think I'll be fine. I think the armor is protecting me. It's making it difficult to fly is the only issue. There's no bad guys down here. This was a waste of my time. I'm leaving. This place sucks. Wait! 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 Why am I all out of XP now? Wait, when did that happen? Are you kidding me right now? Wait, what happened? I had 15 levels. Where did they all go? I didn't die. I haven't... What happened? Oh, you've got to be Shrekking me right now. Did it genuinely all just, like, vanish for some reason? Come here. Come here, sheep. Come here. Hold still. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Weird visual glitch, I guess. My issue right now is even if we build another stack of these... That's 10 making diamonds, and we've got 12 of these going. That's not good. Get that out of there. See, that can happen sometimes if you're not paying a lot of attention to what's happening. Right, well, anyway, energy crystal, and then what else goes into the Lapotron? We also need some electronic circuits. Those are being manufactured right around here somewhere. Hey, wait a minute. Wait, where did all of the frames go? What the heck? All of the frames are gone off of the machines. And over here. What? What happened? These are still... No, only like a couple of these are still in play. What on earth is going on? What is happening? Am I going crazy? Is that just because I went to another planet? That doesn't make sense. What if I hold on? Hold on just a minute. Unlogged. We're gonna log back in. We're gonna see what okay, they're all back. What? Oh, and there it goes. Everything just explodes out. Are you kidding me right now? Is this actually a bit right now? Are you for real? This entire thing is making iron? And it's all being... Really? Where's all of that going? How many places are... The only place that iron is going to is here, right? So keeping this topped off... Really? Really? Not enough! It's not enough! Are you for real? I don't even know what to make of that. Look how quickly we're generating iron. It's not enough. Huh. I mean, what about... Yeah, no, that's plenty. Well, geez. Well, goodness gracious me's. That explains why none of these are ever at, like, look, there's this one's not even running! Oh, no! Oh, no! It's all falling apart! Oh... Well, hold on. How fast is iron being generated inside of that, like, broken machine? Is that potentially our next like evolution of all the automation, this is generating iron like dust pretty quickly. Like that's crazy fast iron dust generation. And iron dust can be turned into iron 1-to-1, right? Again, though, if we had a stack of diamonds, that would be the way to go. But we don't. Even this would be technically faster diamond generation. I've just realized we don't have to have diamonds. We can just do this. And this is generating diamonds faster than our wall of diamond generators. So, what are we going to do? We're going to have to rethink all this. This changes everything. This actually changes everything. The speed at which that produces the iron might mean that we move away from this wall of generating iron. This can be turned into literally anything else. It doesn't matter. But we might have to. And I've been manually keeping this topped off by just throwing diamonds in there. We might have to move away from that for diamonds and for iron, just because the volume at which we need those things generated cannot... they can't be met. It cannot be met with what we're currently manufacturing here. This works fine for everything else, but we might have to, like, square away a part of the factory over here and focus it on just having a macerator, macerate iron, infinitely from a chest in some weird broken way. That might be what we have to do. What the heck was that?